This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Kia ora, good evening. Welcome to the South today. I'm Daryl Baser. New Zealand is nearing the end of the second week of being in lockdown, with the country at alert level 4 to try and halt the outbreak of COVID-19. The Ministry of Health says there are 10 new cases in the southern region, with one person in Dunedin Public Hospital. Things are changing for New Zealand as this global pandemic continues to spread, and the South today isn't immune to the issues facing the nation, as we all band together to stop the spread of COVID-19. We at Allied Press thank you for your viewership and understanding at this time, as New Zealand joins the rest of the world in doing everything possible to reduce the impacts of the virus. Today's new figure is down from the 67 new cases reported yesterday. There are 12 people in hospital, 4 of them are in ICUs in Wellington, Waitemata, Counties and Dunedin Public Hospital. Meanwhile, staff at Otago University are amongst the global effort to unpick elements of the COVID-19 virus as researchers race to beat the virus. This is one of the scientists working at a high-security physical containment laboratory at the University of Otago's Department of Microbiology and Immunology. There's a team of researchers working to isolate and grow SARS-CoV-2, the virus responsible for COVID-19, after samples have been taken from infected individuals. The Otago facility is one of a handful in New Zealand. At today's briefing, the Ministry of Health says there's only one person in hospital in the south, and they're at Dunedin Hospital.
Today there are 12 people in hospital, and 4 of these are in intensive care units around the country, one in Wellington, one in Waitemata, one in Counties Manukau and one in Southern District Health Board. One of those people is in a critical condition.
Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern also spoke at today's COVID-19 update and says testing for the coronavirus continues to increase nationwide.
We are testing more and more people, and the growth in the number of new cases remains relatively consistent. While I still urge caution, this does suggest that what we are doing as a nation is working.
The COVID-19 Cabinet Committee met today, chaired remotely on Zoom by Leader of the Opposition Simon Bridges, who's recently been travelling between Wellington and Tauranga. Bridges, who has recently been defending his 500-plus kilometre commute, offered Health Minister David Clark an opportunity to apologise for driving his family to a beach 25 kilometres from their home.
I know I have stuffed up in the last week. I have let New Zealanders down, and I've apologised to the Prime Minister, and I do apologise to the public. I did offer my resignation to the Prime Minister last night for having broken the rules of the Level 4 alert lockdown. On the first weekend of that lockdown, I drove to the beach about 20 kilometres from my house for a walk, and the trip, I think in hindsight, can only be seen as a clear breach of the lockdown principles of staying local and not driving long distances.
Figures in the New Zealand Herald show Dr Clark isn't alone, as more than 290 New Zealanders have been caught so far breaking the lockdown rules. In Dunedin, the South today. Cats and kittens are super happy during their extended stay at the Dunedin SPCA during the COVID-19 lockdown. That's according to the Centre Manager Sophie McSkimming, who also asks people to keep on donating to the organisation during this period.
Kittens are waiting to be adopted at the Dunedin SPCA once the COVID-19 lockdown is over. While cats are normally adopted out within a few days, Centre Manager Sophie McSkimming says the felines are coping well with their extended stay behind bars.
They are super happy. You know, they are running around happy, eating, drinking and playing with each other.
The Dunedin Centre was able to have its dogs fostered out to temporary homes just before the lockdown began, and the SPCA is still able to respond to calls about animal welfare in the community.
We have closed and locked our gates to the public, but saying that, we are still going out and rescuing sick and injured animals. We've got a 20-page protocol that we abide to. So we are still helping, but the procedure is very different.
Like many organisations, the SPCA is set to feel the pinch from the lockdown, and it's asking the public to keep on donating at supermarkets and online.
During this lockdown, we are losing a whole lot of money. I think like New Zealand wide, it's going to be about $1 million over 4 weeks because our opt shops are closed and our adoptions, no longer if we have any adoptions. After we come out of our lockdown period, we have got lots of beautiful cats and kittens that are available for adoption, and 3 beautiful roosters, may I add to that.
In Dunedin, the South Today.
A small farm in North Taieri is proudly displaying this summer's giant pumpkins on top of fence posts along the farm's driveway. Unfortunately, with the lockdown, they haven't had any visitors to take sight of the massive crop, so they approached the Otago Day Times to make a video.
Heidi Rickson of North Taieri planted a new variety of pumpkin this year. Called the Atlantic Giant, it's yielded fruit much larger than what you'd normally see in your supermarket.
This one's 71 kilos. It outweighs me. And my husband fairly bust a gut getting it up onto the fence post. But we thought we should share the joy with the neighbours.
While Atlantic Giants have been known to weigh over a tonne, these ones have done well under Rickson's largely permaculturalist approach.
We don't feed our crops here particularly. We haven't watered this year either. We use a lot of garden waste and green waste just thrown on the ground, left to its own devices, and after a year or so it rots down quite nicely, and this is the result.
While Rickson's farm grows a variety of pumpkins, squashes and zucchinis for the dinner table, these Atlantic Giants are only suitable for the farm's pigs. The plant which this one came from also yielded 3 other pumpkins, which possibly sapped its strength. So she's hoping next summer to dedicate a plant to solely growing one single giant pumpkin.
Next year we might have to set aside a special place just for one pumpkin and just concentrate all that energy into one big beast and see how big we can go. Thankfully we have a digger that we can use to get it up in the air when we need to get it over the fence at the end.
In Mosgiel, the South Today.
Time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the situation, a cold southwesterly airflow blows over southern New Zealand for the rest of the week, with showers in the south and gusty winds for most. In the southern towns, Vaucluse, Lumsden and Gore can all expect fresh southwesterlies, showers and 13 degrees. The Catlins should also have fresh southwesterlies and just 12 degrees. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, Queenstown has moderate southwesterlies and 14 degrees. Wanaka and Alexandra are similar, mostly fine and heading for 15, while Te Anau can expect fresh southwesterlies, showers and 12 degrees. Heading north, along the coast, Timaru and Wamaru are due for moderate southwesterlies and showers with 15 degrees for Timaru and 14 in Wamaru. Looking inland, Twizel and Omarama are in line for moderate southwesterlies, mostly fine skies and 16 degrees. In Dunedin, it'll be fine and cold tonight with an overnight low of 8 degrees. Expect a few sunny periods at first tomorrow, but skies darken and expect a few showers developing from mid-afternoon. A high of 14 and a low of 9. It'll be cloudy and cold on Thursday with fresh to strong gusty southwesterlies, a high of 12 and a low of 9 degrees. Expect showers tonight in Invercargill with a low of 9 degrees. It'll be changeable tomorrow during the day with a high of 12 and a low of 8. It's set to still be a bit messy on Thursday as well, with a high of 12 degrees and a low of 8. And that's all from the South Today team for this Tuesday. For the latest news from the Southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook. Stay tuned to Channel 39 for the latest COVID-19 updates from the government. Have a great evening, stay calm during the pandemic, and, as the Prime Minister says, be kind. Ka kite a popo. See you tomorrow.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.